The top of our pyramid, which we're going to tackle in reverse order, is market transcendence, when your business is pacing the market and creating a macro cultural fit. But let's begin with the bottom rungs. The values of intrinsic desirability are precisely that, the values that explain why we should buy your product. The shared human value, simplicity in design, trust in transactions, etc., sits at the top, but you can create shared business values, shared product values, and shared customer values by the same addition of value plus exchange. For now, let's consider why these are collectively the storytelling building blocks. Every leader should consider themselves a chief storyteller. It's their job to make the product and culture they are building intrinsically desirable. Even so, storytelling usually falls under the purview of the marketing department. So let's approach it from the CMO's perspective for a moment. To develop story architecture, brand designers have been creating values pyramids for years. They start with brand purpose and customer promise, why and how, and extend into additional values to provide targeted messaging. Here's an example using farm-to-table foods. At the top of the pyramid, or in this case a sideways pyramid to keep you on your toes, is their brand purpose. From our family to yours. It's direct trade, and we're bringing our family farm to your kitchen table. We also promise you sustainable hand-picked goods, processed with Epicurean care and delivered fresh, with inspiring and educating content to make you really fall in love with our farm. Plus, we provide living wages and a community culture, all of it authentically, of the soil. That's the marketing output. So how do we codify those elements? We start with the storytelling building blocks, which are the values you need to create maximum desirability for your product, brand, and business. They include the product values, which include both features values, like benefits, distinctions, and plans, and positioning values, such as problem solution, why now, or why us. Features explain product capabilities. Positioning places it within a marketplace. Product values ultimately need to serve the cultural values, which constitute the why, how, what, who that make up your purpose, mission, and value proposition, also known as the framework for culture. Don't let their positioning at the bottom fool you. Product values are as critical to the values hierarchy as physiological needs like breathing and eating are to Maslow's hierarchy. Obviously, you have to explain what your product does at its most basic. It's a wheel. You put it on the ground, and it rolls. If you attach a cart, you can make a wheelbarrow. Product features, customer benefits, competitive distinctions, and user plans fall under the rubric of features values. Like air and water, they are critical, but ultimately positioning values, which interpret the features for customers, outrank them. Positioning values are the messages that anchor you in the marketplace. Problem solution is your proposed market fit. Here's the pain point we solve. Why now explains why your solution matters in the current zeitgeist. Why us, how your unique assemblage of talent matters. Opportunity and open road establish your unique place among the competition. Brand pillars are your mantra, cause, manifesto, and other idea drivers. Let's take a closer look at two of the positioning values. Why now and open road separate you from the pack? Two game makers may share the same problem solution, but the way they see the industry, trends, and emerging opportunities are often radically different. Coke and Pepsi, Mac and PC both serve the same needs, so the way they interpret them is the critical difference maker. Why now articulates how your unique solution will introduce a new era in your corner of the marketplace. Newer fields may not break down into clear industrial evolutions or eras, but you can trace back how the human need you're fulfilling was previously addressed. Don't be afraid to create a sense of urgency. This is why you are relevant in the marketplace. Products and brands that can effectively communicate why they are essential and timely are better able to capture the attention and loyalty of customers. Open road is about identifying undeveloped space in the marketplace. It articulates your approach to untapped markets, and it should not only be a key talking point for your team, it should drive business development. It's where you incubate and grow opportunities. To visualize it, identify your competition across X and Y axes, such as time and cost, or market penetration and user loyalty. Where's the empty space? Where can you lead? That's the open road. With ingenuity, you can create a unique new blend of X and Y metrics. Perhaps your unique metrics are daily usage and user contributions. Perhaps you provide a bespoke blend of just-in-time and cost-effective services. Maybe you invest in green tech for hospitality. The object is to think about organizing your competitive landscape around a unique combination of metrics that help you identify and develop untapped markets. The next tier is cultural values. When we think of values, this is where our mind begins. This set of 4 are the elements of your animating purpose, mission statement, and value proposition. Human purpose, or why, business promise, or how, tangible product, or what, and target customer, or who. It powers a simple construct. Why on its own is our brand purpose. Why plus how is our mission. Adding the product and customer, what plus who, gives us our value proposition. As I'll explain later, it's important to decouple the product and customer, which can and should evolve, from the essential mission, which, if properly constructed, should last forever. The best mission statements both withstand the test of time and evolve over time. To give you an idea of what it takes to craft a good mission statement, let's take a look at that through the lens of the USA's. In 1676, John Locke proposed a new social contract. Government rules at the consent of the governed, he posited. It was a big new why. Democracy, self-rule. However, I've worked with brands with a similarly impactful why that have struggled with the how to put it into more dynamic action. And Locke was no different. He'd figured out the shared human value, but not the shared business value, which creates the value exchange at the heart of every mission. In fact, it took another 100 years, exactly a century later, in 1776, for somebody to create an effective business value to realize the human value of democracy. Or as Thomas Jefferson put it, providing life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And it was another 77 years later before Abe Lincoln polished the how statement into something as recognizable as Jefferson's why. So that it doesn't take you centuries to fully land your messaging, follow a few simple methods of invention. Start by viewing your mission statement as an exchange of values. Why represents the human values you fulfill, and how the business values that in turn fulfill those human values. Here's what Jefferson and Lincoln look like in a mashup mission statement for the USA. To ensure life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, we provide government of the people, for the people, and by the people. The shared human values are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, and the shared business value is government of, by, and for the people. As we add product and customer values, we will narrow focus into a clear value proposition. But that gives us an anchoring mission we can explore with a number of products and customer segments. I've been told by top CMOs that my Lego-like approach to value props is the simplest and most effective they've seen. I can write any company's value prop in this format, and most of the time it improves what they've already got, which is often the outcome of months of work. Because here's the great secret about value propositions. They propose values in a sequence. The sequence is important. What comes first is important. Values, you see, should always come in a hierarchy. Using this framework, you can arrange your cultural values in a sequence which is also known as creating a unique value proposition. Any company can, and every company should, structure their value proposition like this. You might not write it out like this on your About page, but value propositions should propose a sequence of values. Every company should understand their value proposition in this order. Why? To fulfill a human purpose. How? We provide business promise. What? With tangible product. And who? For target customer. Here we see what happens when we add the product and customer to the USA's mission. To ensure life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, we provide government of the people, by the people, and for the people, with democratic elections, representative government, and an independent judiciary for we the people of the United States. And here's alphabets. To organize the world's information and make it universally accessible and useful, we provide the easy discovery of a broad range of information from a wide variety of sources. With internet, search, advertising, operating systems, and platforms, and enterprise systems for online users everywhere. Alphabet's mission has to accommodate a variety of products, including Google, YouTube, Gmeet, Gmail, and more. So the what is a bit of a mouthful. Internet search, advertising, operating systems and platforms, and enterprise systems. Here's SpaceX value prop. To make humanity interplanetary. Big purpose. We provide new capabilities to carry humans to Mars and other destinations in the solar system with advanced rockets and spacecraft for space agencies, space tourists, and explorers everywhere. SpaceX shows us why product and customer should be decoupled from mission. Could you make humanity interplanetary with a space elevator? A teleporter? Sure. And so you don't have to rewrite your mission when that technology becomes available. Let the mission envision a value prop that can grow and evolve. To make your sequence of values, here's the construct you need to create. To fulfill a human purpose, we provide a business promise with a tangible product for our target customer. A good value prop doesn't have to take weeks of concentrated rewriting, but it is an iterative process that requires gestation time. So write it out in columns and rows like this. If you want to share, you can use Google Sheets. This way you can track progress from version to version and incorporate your colleagues' ideas as well. Keep revisiting until you're satisfied. It can take time to gel.